The Deep Space Monitoring Station on Earth's moon wasn't supposed to be interesting. It was just another quiet night shift for Tom Reed, who sat at his control panel drinking his third cup of coffee. The blue glow of multiple screens lit up his tired face as he watched the usual stream of data from the outer solar system. But tonight was different. At exactly 2:47 a.m. Earth Standard Time, every single detection system lit up like a Christmas tree. Tom nearly spilled his coffee as he leaned forward, his eyes widening at the readings. The numbers couldn't be right. He ran the diagnostics 3 times, but the results stayed the same. "Control, this is Deep Space Monitor Station 7. Tom's voice was steady despite his racing heart. "You need to see this." Within minutes, the quiet monitoring station transformed into a hub of intense activity. Scientists and military personnel rushed in, their footsteps echoing through the usually silent corridors. Admiral James Thompson, the head of Earth's United Defense Force, arrived via emergency transport less than an hour later. Thompson stood tall, his gray hair neat despite the rushed journey. His weathered face showed no emotion as he studied the main display screen. Behind him, a dozen analysts worked furiously at their stations, trying to make sense of the data pouring in. "Show me everything," Thompson ordered, his voice calm but commanding. The main screen filled with images and data streams. Hundreds of objects, varying in size from small shuttles to massive ships, were moving at the edge of their solar system. They weren't trying to hide. Either they didn't know humans could detect them, or they didn't care. "Sir," one of the analysts called out, "we're picking up communication signals between the vessels. They're using some kind of quantum-based system, but it's similar enough to what we developed 5 years ago. We can intercept it." Thompson nodded. Humanity had kept their technological advances secret for exactly this kind of situation. While the rest of the galaxy thought Earth was just beginning to explore their own solar system, they had been watching, learning, and preparing for decades. The next few hours revealed a chilling truth. The ships belonged to different alien civilizations, 17 of them, to be exact. They were gathering for what appeared to be a strategic meeting, and Earth was their main topic of discussion. "Play that last transmission again," Thompson ordered, pointing to a specific data stream. The translated text appeared on the screen. "The humans advanced too quickly. Their rate of technological development is unprecedented. If we don't act now." Thompson's face hardened. He'd spent his entire career preparing for this moment. Every simulation, every drill, every secret weapons test had been leading to this. Humanity had known they weren't alone in the universe since the Roswell crash in 1947. Instead of announcing it to the world, they had chosen to watch and prepare in secret. He pressed a button on the console. "Get me the Defense Council. Priority Alpha." Within minutes, the secure conference room adjacent to the monitoring station was filled with holographic projections of Earth's top military and political leaders. Some looked like they'd just woken up. Others were clearly in different time zones, but all wore the same serious expression. "Ladies and gentlemen," Thompson began, "Operation Watchdog has detected exactly what we've been preparing for. 17 different alien civilizations are gathering at the edge of our solar system. Based on their communications, they're discussing whether humanity is a threat that needs to be contained." The room remained silent as Thompson continued. "We've intercepted their transmissions. They're afraid of how quickly we're advancing. They're debating whether to stop us before we expand beyond our solar system." A small smile crossed Thompson's face. "Little do they know, we've been ready for them for the last 50 years. The only question now is, do we wait for them to make the first move, or do we show them exactly what humanity is capable of?" The Defense Council members looked at each other through their holographic projections. They had all known this day would come. That's why they had built the hidden fleets on Mars and the Moon. That's why they had developed weapons that could reshape planets. That's why humanity had stayed quiet about their true capabilities. Earth wasn't just ready for first contact. They were ready for war. Thompson looked back at the main screen, watching the alien ships gather. "Look at them," he said quietly. "They think they're the hunters. They don't realize they're about to become the hunted." Dr. Mark Wilson hadn't slept in 3 days. His office deep within the United Defense Force headquarters was littered with empty coffee cups and holographic displays showing streams of alien communications. As Earth's leading xenolinguist and chief analyst, he knew that understanding these transmissions could mean the difference between war and peace. "There's something we're missing," he muttered, rubbing his tired eyes. The aliens weren't just talking about Earth. They were afraid of something specific. A soft chime from his computer broke his concentration. New data was streaming in from the quantum intercept arrays. Mark sat up straight, suddenly alert. This transmission was different from the others. It wasn't encrypted. "Computer, translate and display," he commanded. The words appeared in the air before him. "The humans must not be allowed to discover the gate. Their evolutionary path is too aggressive. They've accomplished in 100 years what took other species 1,000. If they reach the gate..." Mark's hands shook as he pressed the emergency contact button. Within minutes, Admiral Thompson walked into his office, looking as composed as ever. "What did you find?" Thompson asked, noticing Mark's excited expression. "Sir, we've been focusing on the wrong thing," Mark said, pulling up multiple holographic displays. "They're not just afraid of our technology or our military capability. They're afraid of how quickly we learn and adapt." He showed Thompson the intercepted messages. Some were diplomatic exchanges between alien species, others were military assessments, and a few were what appeared to be scientific studies of human history. "Look at this," Mark pointed to one message. "They've been watching us since we first split the atom. They expected it to take us centuries to develop spaceflight. When we reached the moon just 24 years later, it terrified them." Thompson studied the data with growing interest. "What's this gate they mentioned?" "I'm not entirely sure," Mark replied, pulling up more translations. "But from what I can piece together, it's some kind of faster-than-light travel network. The aliens use it to connect their civilizations. They're afraid of what we'll do when we find it." Thompson smiled grimly. "Little do they know, we already found it." Mark looked up in surprise. Thompson walked to the window, looking out at the stars visible from the underground base. "That anomaly we detected near Pluto 30 years ago. That's their gate. We've been studying it in secret, trying to understand how it works. That's why we built the hidden research station in the Kuiper Belt." Mark processed this information, his analytical mind racing. "Sir, this changes everything. If they knew we were aware of the gate, they'd attack immediately," Thompson finished. "That's why we've kept it quiet. But now we need to decide our next move." Mark pulled up another set of translations. "According to these transmissions, they're dividing into factions. Some want to destroy us, others want to contain us, and a few are arguing for peaceful contact." He highlighted specific passages in the alien text. "The interesting part is their assessment of our military capability. They think we're decades behind where we actually are. They believe we're just starting to explore our solar system." Thompson nodded slowly. "Our deception worked perfectly. We let them see exactly what we wanted them to see. A young, growing civilization taking its first steps into space." "But sir," Mark said, his voice serious, "they're planning to send scouts into our solar system within the next few days. They want to assess our defensive capabilities up close." Thompson's smile grew wider. "Perfect. Let them come. They'll see exactly what we want them to see. Nothing but a few primitive satellites and space stations. Meanwhile, our real fleet stays hidden on the dark side of Mars." Mark looked at the latest translations coming in. "They're scheduling their final meeting to decide Earth's fate. All 17 species will gather near the gate in 1 week. Then we have 1 week to prepare our response," Thompson said. "Keep monitoring their communications. I want to know every move they make, every word they say." He turned to leave but stopped at the door. "And Mark, good work. Earth's survival may depend on understanding our enemy." Mark nodded, turning back to his displays. The alien words kept flowing across his screen, each message revealing more about the species that thought they could decide humanity's future. Little did they know, humanity had already decided its own future, and it was far grander than anything the aliens could imagine. The underground shipyards of Mars were a sight that would have made any alien civilization rethink their plans for Earth. Director Anna Reed stood on an observation platform, watching thousands of workers and robots building humanity's secret fleet. The massive cavern stretched for miles, filled with ships that combined human ingenuity with reverse-engineered alien technology. Status report. She called out to her chief engineer, Bill Mason, who was examining holographic blueprints nearby. "The Phoenix fleet will be ready in 3 days," Bill replied, his voice echoing in the vast space. "All 50 warships are at 90% completion. The stealth systems are working perfectly. Even when they're active, they look like nothing more than chunks of space rock." Anna nodded, her eyes fixed on the largest ship in the fleet. The Thunderchild was a masterpiece of human engineering. Its hull was made from metamaterials that could absorb or reflect any known form of scanning technology. Its weapons systems could harness the power of small artificial black holes. "What about the Mars Defense Grid?" she asked, turning to another display. "Online and invisible," Bill said with pride. "We've got 10,000 automated defense platforms hidden in Mars orbit. Each one carries enough firepower to destroy a small moon. The aliens won't see them until it's too late." A light flashed on Anna's communicator. Admiral Thompson's face appeared in a hologram. "Director Reed, how are we looking?" Thompson asked. "Ready to surprise some overconfident aliens, sir," Anna replied. "The fleet is almost complete, and our defensive systems are in place. Project Phoenix is ready for activation." "Good," Thompson nodded, "because our visitors just moved up their timetable. Their scout ships will enter the solar system in 36 hours. Anna's expression remained calm, but her eyes lit up with determination. "Let them come. We've been preparing for this moment for 50 years. She turned to her command center, where dozens of operators monitored various systems. "Begin Operation Hide and Seek. Move all ships to their shadow positions. Activate the holographic camouflage around Mars and the Moon. Let's show our visitors exactly what they expect to see. Nothing but empty space and a few primitive satellites." The massive cavern came alive with activity. Ships began moving silently into predetermined positions, their advanced engines leaving no trace. The entire fleet would hide in plain sight, masked by technology that made them appear as natural space debris. "Director," one of her operators called out, "the lunar shipyards are reporting in. Their fleet is also ready. Admiral Thompson's plan for a two-pronged defense is in place." Anna walked to a large window overlooking the Martian surface. Special filters allowed her to see through the holographic disguise that hid their operations. To the outside world, this area appeared to be nothing but empty Martian desert. In reality, it housed humanity's largest military installation. "Begin final weapons check," she ordered. "I want every system tested twice. When our visitors arrive, we need to be perfect." Bill approached her with a tablet showing the latest diagnostics. "The alien tech we reversed engineered from the Roswell crash worked better than we hoped. Our ships can match or exceed anything they'll bring against us, and they'll never see it coming." Anna smiled. "They think we're still playing with chemical rockets and basic ion engines. Wait until they see what we can really do." Alerts sounded throughout the facility. "Director," a voice called out, "we're detecting movement near Jupiter. The alien scout ships are ahead of schedule." Anna straightened her uniform. This was the moment they had trained for. "Sound General Quarters. All personnel to battle stations. Begin Operation Dark Mirror." Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden forces came to life. Defensive grids powered up while remaining invisible. Ships moved into attack positions disguised as asteroids. Ground bases activated their shields while maintaining their camouflage. The aliens thought they were coming to observe a primitive civilization. Instead, they were walking into the most elaborate trap in human military history. Every piece was in place. Every system was ready, and every soldier knew their role. As Anna watched her crews make their final preparations, she thought about how the aliens had underestimated humanity. They saw humans as young and inexperienced. They didn't understand that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology. It was their determination to survive and thrive against any odds. "Let them come," she whispered to herself. "We're ready." Commander Robert Steele stood on the bridge of the Thunderchild, hidden in the shadow of Mars. His ship, the pride of humanity's secret fleet, was powered down to avoid detection. The alien scout ships had just passed Jupiter's orbit, exactly as predicted. "All stations report," he ordered quietly, as if the aliens might hear him through the void of space. "Weapons ready, but cold," his tactical officer whispered back. "They won't detect any energy signatures from us." "Quantum communications array powered and aligned," another crew member reported. "We can send the message whenever you're ready, sir." Robert checked his tactical display. The alien scouts were spreading out, probably expecting to find nothing more than a few primitive satellites around Earth. They had no idea they were being watched by dozens of advanced human warships. His communication console lit up with an incoming transmission from Earth. Admiral Thompson's face appeared on the screen. "Commander Steele, you have a green light," Thompson said. "It's time to let our visitors know they're not as sneaky as they think they are." Robert nodded. "Understood, sir," preparing to transmit on their own quantum frequency. He turned to his communications officer. "Start the broadcast. Let's show them we can speak their language." The message they were about to send had been carefully crafted by Earth's leaders. It wasn't a plea for peace or a diplomatic greeting. It was a warning. The quantum transmitter powered up, completely invisible to conventional sensors. Using technology reverse-engineered from crashed alien ships, they could now communicate instantly across vast distances. The aliens were about to discover that humans had mastered technology they thought was centuries beyond Earth's capability. "Message away," the communications officer reported, broadcasting on all their quantum frequencies. On every alien ship in the solar system, screens suddenly came to life with an unexpected transmission. The image showed Commander Steele, standing proud in his United Defense Force uniform. Behind him, the bridge of his ship was deliberately visible, showing technology that should have been impossible for humans to possess. "To all vessels currently entering our solar system," Steele began, his voice calm but carrying an edge of steel. "This is Commander Robert Steele of the Earth Defense Force. We've been watching you debate our fate for the past week. We've read your transmissions. We know your plans." He paused, letting that sink in. On the alien ships, panic began to spread as they realized their secret communications had been compromised. "You think you're here to assess a primitive civilization," Steele continued. "You believe we're barely capable of reaching our own moon. You're wrong. We've known about you, about the gate near Pluto, about everything, for decades." The alien ships had stopped moving. Their crews watched in stunned silence as Steele revealed humanity's greatest deception. "You're afraid of how quickly we advance, how fast we learn. You should be. While you watched us play with rockets, we were building fleets. While you debated containing us, we were preparing to defend ourselves. While you thought you were the hunters, you were actually the prey." Steele's expression hardened. "This is humanity's first and final warning. We know you're watching. We know you're afraid. You should be. Any hostile action against Earth will be met with force beyond your imagination." He leaned forward slightly. "You have 1 hour to turn around and leave our solar system. After that, we will consider your presence an act of war. And trust me, you don't want to see what humanity is capable of when we're fighting for our survival." The transmission ended, leaving the alien ships in shocked silence. But Steele wasn't done. He turned to his tactical officer. "Now for the demonstration," he ordered. "Power up the gravity lance." Target that empty space near Jupiter's third moon. Let's show them what happens when they underestimate humanity. The Thunderchild's main weapon powered up, its energy readings now clearly visible to the alien scouts. They were about to learn that humanity's warning wasn't just empty words. It was backed by power they never imagined humans could possess. "Fire," Steel commanded, a small smile playing on his lips. It was time to show the galaxy why they should have left Earth alone. The gravity lance from the Thunderchild struck the empty space near Jupiter's moon with surgical precision. For a moment, nothing happened. Then reality itself seemed to bend. Commander Steele watched with satisfaction as a small artificial black hole formed exactly where they had aimed. The alien scout ships immediately backed away, their sensors probably going crazy from the impossible readings. "Begin Phase 2, Steele ordered. "Show them what we can really do." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden fleet began powering up their systems. Ships that had appeared to be nothing more than asteroids suddenly revealed their true nature. The aliens watched in shock as hundreds of advanced warships materialized around them. Director Anna Reed's voice came through the command channel. "Mars base activated, beginning the Europa demonstration." From the hidden bases on Mars, massive energy beams shot out, carefully calibrated and precisely aimed. They struck Jupiter's moon Europa, and something incredible happened. The entire moon shimmered and then disappeared. "Target locked," Anna reported calmly, moving Europa to its new position. A second later, the moon reappeared in orbit around Mars. Another energy pulse, and it returned to its original position around Jupiter. The message was clear. Humanity could move entire moons at will. Admiral Thompson's voice joined the channel. "Lunar Fleet, you're up. Show them the dark matter manipulation." The ships hidden behind Earth's moon sprang into action. They formed a precise geometric pattern, their advanced engines glowing with impossible energy. Between them, a small star began to form, burning bright and hot, yet completely controlled. "Artificial star stable," reported the Lunar Fleet commander, beginning containment demonstration. The star collapsed in on itself, shrinking smaller and smaller until it vanished completely. The aliens had just witnessed humanity create and destroy a star as easily as flipping a switch. Back on the Thunderchild, Steele received another message from Earth. "Initiate the final demonstration," Thompson ordered. "Let's show them our full defensive capabilities." Steele nodded to his tactical officer. "Activate the planetary shield." Around Earth, thousands of hidden satellites suddenly powered up. A shimmering energy field began to form, expanding outward from the planet. Within seconds, Earth was encased in an impenetrable barrier that could withstand the impact of a small moon. "Now for the grand final," Steele announced. He pressed a button on his command chair. "All ships, reveal your true forms." The holographic disguises fell away from humanity's fleet. The aliens could now see the true extent of Earth's military power. The ships were massive, their designs unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. They combined the best of human innovation with reverse-engineered alien technology, creating something entirely new and terrifying. "Send the final message," Thompson ordered. Steele stood tall as his image was once again broadcast to every alien vessel. "As you can see, we've been busy. What you've just witnessed is less than 10% of our true capabilities. We can move moons, create and destroy stars, and protect our planet from any attack you might consider." He paused, letting his words sink in. "We could have hidden longer, let you think we were harmless. But humanity doesn't hide. We don't cower. We stand tall and proud. Remember what you've seen today. Remember that we chose to warn you instead of destroying you. Remember that we showed mercy when we could have shown force." The alien ships began retreating, their engines pushing them back toward the outer solar system as fast as they could go. They had come expecting to find a primitive civilization. Instead, they had found a sleeping giant that was very much awake. Admiral Thompson's voice came through one final time. "Well done, everyone. I don't think we'll have to worry about uninvited guests for a while." Steele looked out at the retreating alien ships. Humanity had just announced its presence to the galaxy in the most dramatic way possible. There would be consequences, of course, but that's what they had been preparing for all along. "Send word to all bases and ships," he ordered. "Maintain combat readiness. This is just the beginning." Captain Lisa Wood stood at the helm of the diplomatic vessel, Peace Through Strength, watching the massive alien council station grow larger in her view screen. The station hung in space near the gate, its ring-like structure gleaming in the distant starlight. Despite its name, her ship carried enough firepower to destroy a small moon, a fact the aliens were well aware of. "They're hailing us," her communications officer reported. "All 17 species want to speak at once." Lisa smiled. Just a week ago, these same aliens had been planning to contain humanity. Now they were falling over themselves to establish diplomatic relations. Fear, she had learned, was an excellent motivator for peace. "Put them through," she ordered. "Let's hear what they have to say." The main screen lit up with multiple windows, each showing a different alien representative. Some looked almost human. Others were completely foreign in appearance. All of them showed signs of what Lisa recognized as anxiety. The eldest-looking alien spoke first. His crystalline form sparkled as he moved. "Captain Woods, we wish to discuss the recent demonstrations of your species' capabilities." "Of course," Lisa replied calmly, "though I would have thought our message was quite clear." Another alien, this one looking like a evolved octopus, moved forward. "Clear? Yes. Terrifying. Also yes, you must understand our position. No species has ever advanced so quickly. No civilization has ever hidden so much power." Dr. Mark Wilson, standing beside Lisa, stepped forward. As Earth's chief analyst, he had studied these species for years. "Yet you plan to judge us without knowing our true capabilities. You prepared to contain us without understanding who we really are." The alien shifted uncomfortably. The third representative, covered in blue fur, spoke up. "We were wrong. We admit this. But now we must ask, what are your intentions? Will you use this power to dominate the galaxy?" Lisa shook her head. "If we wanted domination, we wouldn't be here talking. We would have attacked when you were still debating our fate. Humanity doesn't want to rule the galaxy. We just want to ensure no one rules over us." The crystalline alien's color shifted to a deeper blue. "Some among us still advocate for military action. They believe you are too dangerous to be allowed to exist freely." "Those advocates," Lisa replied, her voice hardening, "should remember what they saw. We moved a moon like a chess piece. We created and destroyed a star as easily as lighting a match, and we showed only a fraction of what we can do." The room fell silent. Even the most militant aliens couldn't argue with that demonstration of power. "We offer a different path," Dr. Wilson said, his voice softer but no less firm. "Earth is willing to join your galactic community, not as a subject race to be contained, but as equals to be respected." Lisa nodded. "We bring technologies you've never seen, innovations you haven't imagined, and perspectives you haven't considered. We could be powerful allies or terrible enemies. The choice is yours." The alien representatives began talking among themselves, their various languages creating a strange symphony of sounds. Finally, the crystalline being spoke again. "We must vote on this matter, but I believe we would be fools to reject your offer of alliance." "A wise choice," Lisa smiled. "Remember, humanity doesn't seek war. We prepare for it so we never have to fight it. All we ask is respect and equality." As the aliens discussed among themselves, Lisa looked out at the vast expanse of space visible through the station's windows. Humanity had finally taken its place among the stars, not through conquest or submission, but through strength and preparation. Her ship's sensors detected more alien vessels arriving at the station. Word had spread quickly about Earth's power, And now every species in the galaxy wanted to establish diplomatic relations with humanity. Incoming transmission from Earth, her communications officer reported. Admiral Thompson says, "Well done. The galaxy finally got our message." 6 months had passed since humanity's dramatic revelation to the galaxy. Admiral James Thompson stood in Earth's new Galactic Command Center, watching holographic displays showing ships from dozens of alien civilizations moving peacefully through the solar system. Each vessel followed strict protocols, their crews well aware of the consequences of any hostile action. Another trade delegation requesting permission to visit Earth, his aide reported, this time from the crystal worlds of Rigel. Thompson nodded, remembering how just half a year ago, these same civilizations had been plotting to contain humanity. Now they came bearing gifts and trade offers, eager to learn from the species they had once feared. "Status report on the new Galactic Council," he asked, turning to face Director Anna Reed, who had just entered the room. "Better than expected," she replied, pulling up new holographic images. "The council chamber on Mars is complete. Representatives from 23 species will attend the first official meeting next week. Humanity's seat is at the center, just as we planned." Thompson smiled. The hidden shipyards of Mars had been transformed into a diplomatic center, a symbol of humanity's transition from prepared defender to galactic leader. But they hadn't let down their guard. Beneath the beautiful architecture and peaceful gardens lay the same powerful weapons that had earned Earth its respect. "What about Project Legacy?" he asked, referring to their newest initiative. Dr. Mark Wilson walked in, carrying reports from his analysis team. "The knowledge exchange is proceeding carefully. We're sharing some of our technological advances, just enough to show good faith, but not enough to risk our defensive advantage." "And Commander Steele's fleet?" "Patrolling the gate network," Anna answered. "Our ships are mapping new routes, establishing diplomatic contacts, and reminding everyone of our capabilities. The Thunderchild's presence alone is usually enough to prevent any thoughts of aggression." A flash of light announced the arrival of Captain Lisa Woods via quantum teleporter, another technology that had shocked their alien neighbors. She had become humanity's primary diplomatic representative, respected and feared in equal measure across the galaxy. "The trade agreements are signed," she reported. "Earth is now the central hub for galactic commerce in 3 sectors. Our technology, combined with alien resources, is creating opportunities no one imagined possible." Thompson walked to the main window, looking out at the changed landscape of Earth. Gleaming towers reached into the sky, their designs blending human and alien architecture. Flying vehicles moved smoothly between them, carrying beings from across the galaxy. In the distance, the planetary shield shimmered faintly, a constant reminder of humanity's power. "You know what the most interesting part is," he said, turning back to his team. "They're still trying to figure out how we did it, how we kept so much hidden for so long." "Let them wonder," Lisa smiled. "That uncertainty is our best defense. They'll never know exactly what we're capable of, and that keeps them honest." "Speaking of honest," Mark added, "the latest intelligence reports show no signs of any planned aggression against Earth. Our demonstration seems to have made a lasting impression." Thompson nodded, satisfied. "That was always the plan. Show enough strength to prevent war, but enough wisdom to build peace." A new alert appeared on the main display. Another alien fleet requesting permission to enter the solar system, this time for a cultural exchange program. 6 months ago, they had been preparing for war. Now they were preparing for a festival celebrating galactic unity. "Permission granted," Thompson said, "but keep the defense grid active. Peace through strength. That's how we got here. That's how we'll stay here." As he watched the alien ships approach Earth with proper respect and caution, Thompson thought about the long journey that had brought them to this point. Humanity had faced a choice: submit to alien control or stand up and show their true strength. They had chosen to stand, to reveal their power, to demand respect rather than ask for it. The galaxy had gotten their message, loud and clear. Humanity was ready for anything, prepared for everything, and willing to extend friendship from a position of unquestioned strength. "Send word to all commands," Thompson ordered. "The new era has begun, but keep watching the stars. Keep building. Keep preparing. Because that's what humanity does best. We hope for peace while staying ready for war." The sun set on another day in Earth's new golden age, its light reflecting off the shield that protected their world. Humanity had claimed its place among the stars, not through conquest or submission, but through preparation, determination, and the undeniable strength of the human spirit.